I guess I'll do the Mike Green. Well, it looks like we got an interesting matchup, but what's more interesting is the stakes we're talking about. So, like Jupiter said, we've got ourselves a match that if this racer wins, we're talking this is the third race. There's no races after this. The person who wins is guaranteed a piece of that prize pool and a chance to win the tournament. For those of you who don't know, there are some people who have already guaranteed their spots kind of higher up. This is the last of the losers quarterfinals. So this is a huge deal who wins this. So yeah, and then so far it looks like the prologue was good. And what do you see, Freeland?
I saw that on Jupiter's stream that both runners landed the final hit at almost the exact same time. I think it's
We have
it's
perfect
pretty much neck and
syncing
neck
going on
at
right
the
now.
start.
And this has become the meta for this type of race. This is Bounty Hunter, by the way. For those who don't know, Bounty Hunter plays a little differently. Instead of using pieces of Vlad, like going around the around the castles looking for pieces of Vlad that open up the final boss. Instead, they are locked behind enemies. And the only way you know which enemies actually have the pieces of Vlad that you're looking for, you have to collect familiar cards. And these are special familiar cards that will tell you who to target to get that specific part of Vlad. So this is a game in which these players are going to have to be very knowledgeable about the enemies that they're facing and knowing where to go and how to route in terms of not just progression items, things that'll allow them to move a little bit more, but they also are going to have to be able to route in terms of who they can go and attack and when.
It looks like the first three relics they found the library, got Leapstone at the librarian, then they went out of logic to grab the silver ring at the fairy card, and then the fairy scroll, which they start with at the start of this preset, had Spike Breaker. So there's a lot of possibilities in play here.
Yep. Spike Breaker makes basically going down to the catacombs very convenient. In fact, it also makes going down to the actual Spike Breaker location in the vanilla game out of logic. So it's going to be, because normally the logic dictates you need Soul of Bat and Echo of Bat in order to go through the Spike Room. But they can completely, and just like that, we got our first random Vlad of the night. Let's go.
I think, was that the Skeleton Ape or was that the Axe Knight that dropped it?
I believe that was the Axe Knight.
Okay, so if it was a Skeleton Ape, that would have been a huge advantage for Matheus here. But if it's the Axe Knight, there's plenty of Axe Knights to go through.
Yep, and also it depends on where that bone card is going to be, the rib card. If that ends up being the final Vlad, that is a massive advantage. But if this is like something that they're going to find anyway, I mean, there's going to be a lot of trips to the library. That is sort of the nature of this type of preset. And Matheus was the first to get the Soul of Bat. Turns out if somebody decided to zag, they would have got Soul of Bat super early prior to using their first library card, but nobody ever does that, so.
Yeah, the way this preset is built, it's not a guarantee that when you find Leapstone in the first layer of complexity that it's going to be the relic that advances the complexity. We've seen Bat, we've seen some funny combinations as well. Or are you seeing Leapstone and Gravity Boots on the first layer of complexity? This is the nice thing about having this as a complexity 5, minimum complexity 5.
Yep. So that means, the fact that that is like basically the first check you're supposed to get, that means Flight is unlocked from the beginning. Flight takes you to that next layer. which basically means that very nice leapstone they found in the library shop means nothing in terms of progression. Who doesn't know that right now? Dinner Dog, who has not gone back to entrance just yet. He's deciding instead to go to Castle Keep and warping from there.
Well, it's not necessarily a bad routing decision most of the time, because then you'll get the Castle Keep warp.
Matthias wisely skips the wolf. You do not need any wolf movement when you've got bat. It's just kind of a waste of time, and you can skip all 3 wolf forms, and that's just like 9 seconds you're saving right there.
All right, so Dinner Dog's going to go to the keep. He's only going to be able to check the leapstone location, but the other 2 can come after he picks up flight, which will be at the Cube of Zoe location. Oh, he's going for the sequence break, and it didn't go.
A lot of people in chat upset for not picking up wolf. Guess what? Bat's better than wolf in every possible way. All right.
It depends on the screen. If you've got like a really long screen where the wolf can just go, I think it's slightly faster than the bat. But in the grand scheme of things, I think there's only like 2 or 3 rooms where that comes into play.
Blasphemy.
All right, so now Dinner Dog's going to pick up bat. So I'd probably say he's about 2 checks behind.
Oh, Matthias has a commanding lead right now. I mean, if I were to put this in American football terms, he's up by 2 touchdowns right now.
I would say he's more like up by 10. There's the Holy Glasses.
Holy Glasses. Yeah, the world's Matthias' oyster, and he basically has any option. I think he's going to probably do Coliseum up to Olrox, get those 2 checks, and hope that maybe he finds the Jewel of Open here. Because if that happens, then he can just, go up to check Silver Ring, the Silver Ring vanilla location in the vanilla game, and pretty much has this in the bag.
Well, we need Mist and Holy Glasses to be able to do... not Holy Glasses, sorry, Jewel of Open to do that.
He needs Mist and Jewel of Open, true. And the odds of finding both here is pretty slim.
And since we have Bat the Holy Glasses, it's quite possible he might not find anything. Oh, there's a card.
Yep. And the other thing is, like, you do want to do all these checks because nobody has cards. So it's too early to start trying to do gambos. So actually, Matthias doing this kind of conservative route is actually very efficient and probably the right way to go here.
And that's kind of his play style in general.
All right.
He's a thorough checker.
All right, Wolf fans, let's see what happens. All right, there you go.
Well, of course, Dinner Dog's going to pick up Wolf.
I knew you would say that, Freeland. You have it in the bag for Dinner Dog. What's he paying you? Huh? Say nice things.
Oof. You gotta be careful there.
It's hard, somebody, Master mentioned that if Didi couldn't catch up due to his execution, I would have to put it a different way because I think as far as execution goes, Dinner Dog and Matthias are pretty close. I think you'd have to see Matthias make a few mistakes on the way.
All right, Dinner Dog got the random Vlad.
Dinner Dog, yep, he got the random Vlad from the Axe Knight too. So, still advantage.
And then we got
Matthias.
I-card at Coliseum.
Yeah. This makes it a little more of an even match, but already I think Matthias is just seeing a little bit more of the castle at this point. So I think he's doing all right. He's going to his first save, get some MP back.
And then also, since the Leapstone Relic was not was not a card, Matthias' route is slightly better.
Wait a minute. So let me get this straight, Dinner Dog. You're willing to pick up the soul of Wolf, but you're not willing to pick up any of the other Wolf pieces? And chat's not upset about this? I'm sorry, that just looks like a 3-second time loss picking up that Wolf.
All right, so Dinner Dog's about to pick up Holy Glasses. Matthias is going to pick up the Warp. in the in Olrock's quarters before going up. Interesting strategy with more than enough MP there. I don't see how that's faster, but it may be a strat that saves MP.
Yeah, it's kind of a wash when you think about it to untransform and jump. Like, I'm sure he's doing it thinking that it's going to save a little bit of time because it's faster to jump than to just keep going up as a bat. But he also has to transform, so
there's transform untransform time.
yeah. So who knows?
Right.
But yeah, it looks like Dinner Dog's doing pretty much everything Matheus is doing. It's just a little bit behind. And a lot of that has to do with his decision to delay entrance.
All right, looks like Matheus is using a shield potion for Olrock, which is a smart move here.
Yep. He doesn't really have...
use it anywhere else.
Yeah. And here's the other thing about Bounty Hunter. While you don't necessarily have to like go around and beat things up to go get weapons, there are no like items to find in any of the item check locations. But the default weapons you have are a la carte equipment, and they're just not good enough to really beat a good chunk of the bosses in the first castle, and they're horrible against the second castle. So anyone in the second castle. So the game within the game is really going to see how they fare with inferior equipment and when they decide to upgrade.
Especially if it's a late Varda in this preset.
To answer the question in chat, which uses more MP, Wolf or Bat? It is the answer is it depends. There's Jewel of Open, so now Matheus is really just looking for Mist, and Mist may very well be in the second castle and be a part of this. Silver Ring could possibly hold the very last piece of Vlad. But since they haven't figured out where the fairy card is, the rib card, then it's very possible the rib card is the last Vlad. So anyway, to answer the question, it's hard to say. Soul of Bat requires a lot of MP every time. Ooh, nice Ring of Arcana. It does require a good chunk of MP every time you do a Wing Smash. If you're just using just idle Bat and idle Wolf, I think Bat uses more MP. But if you're like, say, using Power of Wolf, like you lose MP pretty darn fast with Wolf form. So it just depends.
The Zorlo check didn't yield anything for Matheus there, so there will be no silver ring. There'll be no silver ring check.
Nope. I got a strong feeling that we're not gonna see Mist until Castle 2, if it's even a factor. Because again, that silver ring check may be the rib card.
And it's also worth noting, if you're trying to count complexity in chat, the complexity of a check is the relic with the highest complexity.
I just want to say Matheus just got an Alucard with a D sword drop. It looked like it came from the bats, or it could have come from the bone halberd. I couldn't tell. If I were him, I would equip that immediately. There is no reason to keep the Alucard sword around. Alucard status gives you, like, I think an extra 30 luck, which in the grand scheme of things is not all that much.
All right, so Dinner Dog went back to check entrance and found the library card there. I don't know if that extra library card's going to come into play or not, but it could.
Gives him a little more movement, but I'm getting the impression that Matheus is going to completely skip that check, or he's just going to wait until he gets down to Caverns. Either way, I think this out-of-the-way check that Dinner Dog's doing is not great.
I can see Matheus's mind maybe trying to take a couple extra risks, knowing that he's playing Dinner Dog. It feels like maybe he doesn't feel like his execution he's gonna be able to out execute Dinner Dog in this one. So far, he has.
Yeah.
Routed at a higher level.
Yeah, I would say if there's one thing that, because I think in terms of just movement execution, they're about par. They're about the same. But I think you've got a great point, Freeland. Like, Dinner Dog just has that really good sense for routing. But right now, it's just feeling a little off. And I think a lot of it has to do with some early gambas that just didn't pay off.
Yeah, so
And by the way,
power of
Matheus
wolf.
found a library
Into
card
this.
anyway, so like that advantage is gone.
Well, Dinner Dog's probably going to also pick up that library card.
Ooh, Dev, thank you for the 20 bits.
All right, it's nothing at fire bat. So I assume Dinner Dog's going to head for keep. All right, so the ghost card location is Gas Cloud.
The one cloud relic that doesn't show up on the tracker. It's like it didn't happen. I actually like that he went for the gas cloud. I think it's actually a worthwhile relic in the grand scheme of things, especially if you were playing a preset like this where you're not necessarily guaranteed to find like amazing, weapons and equipment. It's nice to have as a little backup.
All right, so we got a decision point for both runners. Do they go to Second Castle or do they go to Caverns? So we know that Matheus looks like he's going for Caverns. Dinner Dog does. We'll find out in about a minute or so if he's going to go Second Castle.
What would you do in this situation, Freeland?
I would go to Second Castle.
I would do the exact opposite of whatever you were going to say, Freeland, just so you know.
Well, I did go to Second Castle.
That's gross, Freeland. Okay, so Dinner Dog gets that extra library card. And I'm very curious what Dinner Dog's going to do, because... Yep, looks like he might
Well,
save
Dinner Dog doesn't
here.
have the Jewel of Open, so I'm going to guess he's going to go Second Castle.
Yep, I thought he was going to split and go to Second Castle, yeah.
There's the split. All right, so Matheus going to fire bat first. Nothing there. We know that already.
Yep.
Dinner Dog is going to go down to Old Rocks.
Yeah, so this is really Dinner Dog's time to catch up now, because Matheus is kind of covering the same ground that Dinner Dog did. So it looks like Dinner Dog is actually using that split to kind of tie up all the loose ends in First Castle before making his way to Second. I approve. Save splitting is the real key to being great at routing Bounty Hunter. Because a lot of times what you're looking for is just the card that tells you who to go after. And then Moblum scored drop right there by the Gorillas. No, that wasn't the Gorilla. That was...
That was the Bum Muskets that dropped the Alucard. I mean, the Mablung sword.
Moblum. Oh my gosh. Well, it doesn't matter because he's got a Walmart shield and, doesn't really work too well with the Moblung.
There was a Walmart shield drop in this race already.
Shame. But Matheus also has a regular, Mother's Heirloom sword, so he's pretty set for equipment when the time comes. All right, Matheus is going to Caverns. Dinner Dog is going to clean up Olrox's quarters here. My guess is he's going to find not much. Split back to Keep.
Well, he's gonna keep. He's not gonna save split because the Jewel of Open is at Olrox. Dinner Dog also increases.
Yeah, no, he can't. You're right. He can't split that away. Sorry. Every once in a while, you're right, Freeland.
All right, no note on Spear Knights dropping random Vlads. You can get Succubus check first.
Matheus didn't hear about the new meta. Let's see if Succubus actually has something.
I wonder how Jupiter feels about that.
We all know how Jupiter feels about that. He's the one who created the meta.
Want to make a prediction on what gets dropped here?
Well, I'll tell you, Face of Case dropped 300 tiers right there, so that's what I care about. Let's go. All right. Did he equip Mother's Heirloom sword, or was he sticking with Walmart? I didn't see if he changed his equipment there.
All right.
Hey, that is nothing.
Technically, it's not progression, but it will speed up the game for him.
Yes. Succubus skip worst route of all time. All right. Way to disown your own idea.
Meta's changing now. It's replaced by the new one.
Drop it down, big man.
All right, Scylla. Dinner Dog usually has a jingle for the for remembering to check Scylla.
Yeah, it's to the tune of a song that might get copyright hit. Actually, no, because you could just sing your own version of the song.
Yeah, that's not subject to copyright laws if you do your own rendition of it.
Freeland, you sing like an angel. Can we hear your rendition of We Won't Be Skipping?
No, thanks. The last time I had positive reviews on my singing skills, I was in the 3rd grade.
If you can talk, you can sing.
That was over 20 years ago. All right, we got a safe split in the caverns.
Yep. So my guess is he's probably going to be checking entrance and checking Merman statue, and he'll probably split that away and then go back to through to. And this is kind of like, and I don't know if Matthias knows exactly like how far ahead he is. I'm sure he's feeling pretty good. Yep, looks like Dinner Dog's going to be going the same route. So really just looks like Matthias is like a solid like minute plus ahead right now. But I don't want anybody to think like any lead is safe right now. Like literally anything can happen. There could be another random Vlad pickup. There could be
Farm
any
luck
kind of
could go
mistake.
one way.
Yep. Keep in mind, there's like, thank you, Matthias. You don't have to pick that up. I swear, if Dinner Dog ends up at Merman statue and skips that, I'm gonna laugh.
Yeah, you go into trouble getting wolf. Well, going to the trouble getting wolf, and you don't pick up the upgrades.
Exactly, a 3-second loss for nothing.
There are some screens in the game where it'll be more advantageous to use the wolf transform than the bat. The Diplo hallway is one of them. The other one's in reverse caverns with the rock knights.
Now, Matthias, this is an interesting strategy. So he's just going like, well, what do these guys have? Just curious. And these guys keep popping up. It's a little bit like that room in Coliseum with all the I forget the name.
He almost stopped and turned around for a high potion drop.
I know. All right, now it's Dinner Dog's turn to be disappointed. And
That is
that's
true. This seed is trying hard to be a lycanthrope seed.
It's giving them everything. It's like it's giving them all sorts of movement at the beginning. What it's not giving them are cards.
So
Matthias
just a safe split the library
wisely,
card.
yeah, Matthias wisely splits away the library card. I did not see what was it. What was it, Merman? Oh, it was another. It was like Power Wolf.
It was
right?
Power Wolf.
Right. So this is why you split here. Otherwise, it takes a long time to get back, and you don't have a lot of mana. So this is the best way to get back. Just all I'm seeing is Matthias making all the right moves, all the right choices right now. It's yeah, that's what I'm. Yeah, I agree, Jupiter. Probably about 2 minutes behind. But it
Yeah, we're
depends
still
on. Go ahead, Freeland.
No, I was going to answer to what you were going to say. I said it depends.
Oh, how do you sleep at night, Freeland? Was that the question you were going to answer?
Well, if you want me to answer that question, the question is I don't. Not very well. Thanks for asking.
No problem.
It'd be interesting to see if Dinner Dog just skips those 2 relics, knowing where the bat was.
I actually am curious, but I think Dinner Dog's probably going to do exactly the same thing Theus just did. He's going to do these. Well, he already did the entrance check, so really all he's looking for now is what's at Merman statue. And I'm just curious if he's going to pick that up since he decided to have the audacity to pick up Soul of Wolf. My guess is he will. Or split it.
If you haven't picked up Skill Wolf, there's no point in picking up Power Wolf.
You're 100% right. I feel like this has been like 25 minutes of people proving my point that Wolf stinks. Especially when you get Bat first thing. Dinner Dog decides to pick up Power Wolf because why not? He's there.
He made a conscious decision to pick it up.
Yeah, exactly. It may. I'm trying to think of a room where that would have a better advantage just without Skill of Wolf.
Tombstone.
Yeah.
But it also depletes your MP pretty hard.
Yeah, but that's okay. There's like a save right there when you get into Reverse Chapel.
Going,
oh, he didn't save.
Going to Catacombs. We'll see if there's a Grand Falloon skip or not.
If it were me, I'd be. It just seems like way too early to skip anything at this point. Like, be thorough. You've only got one card. You've only got one random Vlad. Very nice blind bat, by the way, by Matheus. But like, you gotta do what you gotta do. And I don't think necessarily Matheus needs to split here or anything. I think he can just kind of make his way through here, see what's there, and then go back over to Mormagil.
All right, we got Merman Statue, which is like literally the worst thing to have in that spot.
Yep.
You can't save split it, but you have to. It's nowhere near a teleporter, and it's progression.
Good point, Weecock. I think DD is playing a bit more thorough, but like I was saying, it's like it's hard to start gambling when you only have one card. Because at this point, Flight was available right off the bat, that means basically the cards can be anywhere in both castles. And this very quickly has sort of become like the casual of Bounty Hunter seeds. So I do think they would be at a disadvantage to try to skip anything right now.
Matheus here.
No, he didn't split. He just got his
Grand Falloon.
He's skipping Grand Falloon. Wow. Get out to no Grand Falloon emotes.
Grand Falloon emotes going.
Yeah. Everybody be
Show
like
him
Jay
if you got him. All right, Dinner Dog doing the save split.
Yeah.
Well, I assume both runners save split that one. Oh, he's going Grand Falloon first.
Yep. I think it was actually, really unwise by this is Dinner Dog's chance to catch up right here, because there's no reason why there can't be a card here. Like, I just think it's a little too foolish. This is Matheus thinking he's trying to play catch up because everybody thinks they're playing catch up with Dinner Dog. This can be very interesting what happens here. But Matheus is also heading back up to see what's over at the Holy Symbol check. So
Shield Rod drop on top of the Mablung sword.
And the Alucard sword. So Matheus is fine as far as equipment goes. Not to mention Dinner Dog looks like he's got himself a Firebrand. Always good to have at this fight. It's also good to have double jump in this particular fight. Seriously, try turning off Leapstone and fighting Grand Falloon. It's not easy.
Fighting Grand Falloon without a Leapstone is a pain.
Yeah. It's like Dinner Dog is just having a little bit of trouble here. Yep. When in doubt, be a bat. But, don't do that. Another Alucard. Okay, so it is the bats that drop Alucard sword. So there's a fairly good chance that Dinner Dog will eventually get an Alucard sword. So I would think both players will pretty much have the right equipment to face Dracula at the end. So that's not going to be a problem.
All right. If this works out for Dinner Dog, he takes the lead. If it doesn't, then his deficit doubles.
Yep. Oh!
Got missed.
The tale of two routes. Dinner Dog decides to not skip Grand Falloon, gets missed flight, but no missed. But now we've got Matheus, who decided to skip Grand Falloon wisely, might I add. And now he's got missed, and he can go check Silver Ring. And basically, now I'm going under the impression now that we are going to see Gold Ring at Second Castle, and that will
By the
reveal.
way,
Yeah.
one advantage to having Power of Mist is Dinner Dog, whenever he's in a panic, can press the Mist button, and he's going to be able to be in Mist form indefinitely and invulnerable.
The real
As
place
such.
where that kind of has an advantage is with Galamoth. If you screw that up, but really, it's the easiest thing to do in that situation is to just, split that away and try again. Ah,
All right.
okay, ring card. Now this is possibly the last Vlad here, because
So if we,
yeah, actually no, that's not possible, right? It's like
no, yeah,
player
it adds up
one.
to 5. If we assume Echo Bat is in Second Castle.
Okay.
Because we would have Soul Bat to Holy Glasses to Echo Bat to Merman Statue, the Mist to. Oh, we got another rando Vlad.
Holy cow! Okay, this is getting out of hand. All right,
Was it the
Matthias, oh my God, he's sitting on a horseshoe right now. My goodness. All right,
I've been
he's gotta
saying
be-
that all tournament long, by the way.
Absolutely, but you know what? This is a game of luck, especially when it comes to Bounty Hunter. Especially when it comes to this particular brand of Bounty Hunter. That's why I was thinking it'd be funny in the grand finals to just have Target confirmed be the preset. But man, and there's
Nope.
the Walmart.
Well, the game is not allowing him to basically break it just quite yet. Okay, must have checked the lag because the ectoplasm is the ring enemy.
It's a wizard hat drop, although you do start with that helmet that's really nice, dragon helm. So it doesn't matter. It's like headgears, like the one, and capes are the one thing you don't have to worry about in this preset. Now, I believe if Theus wins this, he goes and he plays Razio in the next round.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the winner of that match will play Swarm for the right to play Sugden in the grand final.
So this is the last of the losers quarterfinals here. And sadly, I think if Dinner Dog loses, there will be no more Canadians in the tournament. This is it.
Well, that was true no matter how many races he did.
Look, there's a lot of people in Ontario rooting for Dinner Dog right now.
All right. Oh, there it is. There's the Alucard sword drop for Dinner Dog.
All right.
Meanwhile, Mateus going Second Castle.
Wise decision. I think he's going to find 3 cards right here in the second castle.
It's a possibility this seed could be a complexity 7 if it's rings to Echo of Bat.
Look, there's nothing sad about being in Ontario, unless you're like a Leafs fan. Or you live in Ottawa.
The only advantage of having that extra library card will be if there's a final Vlad location in a really obscure spot and nowhere near a teleporter. That's the only hope really Dinner Dog has at this point.
Yep. I'm really interested in what Dinner Dog's routing is going to be here once he finds out this little piece. Oh, and he just passed. Did he even know he passed the frickin' tooth? Does he know that he just passed the nail of Vlad there? Wow.
Oh, the nail in Season 2, but not in this game.
That's, you know what? Dinner Dog, I like to think he's got an eagle eye, but I think this is just not his day, you know? You know, some days you go 0 for 10 from the 3-point line, and it's looking like that's the case for Dinner Dog here.
Yeah, Ray Allen's missed shots.
Yeah, exactly. Karl Anthony Towns has missed some shots as recently as last week.
All right, so we got. Was that another Alucard shield drop?
All right, so it looks like Matheus wisely put on the Alucard sword for SotN Castle, and he puts the Walmart sword back.
Yeah, Dernog did not get the tooth.
I don't think it's worthwhile to just keep menuing back and forth. Like Alucard and Alucard status is not as fancy as one might think. So here we go, trying to get that.
All right, Dernog just got
trying to get the eye from the Black Panther here. Oh, what? Pick up the Alucard shield?
No, it's the Walmart shield.
Oh, is it Walmart? I was about to say something.
We would know if it was the Alucard shield with the D. We would know already.
Already, would already equipped it. Getting a lot of level up.
Done the shield rod spell before Medusa.
For those of you who raced this, you already know the immense disappointment you get when you think you got the Vlad, but it's just a level up. There's the eye. So now we're just down to the heart. What's interesting is there's 3 cards left to find, and who knows? Like, Matheus might not find that heart card right away. He might find the other 2 first. So that is just a long way of saying it is still anybody's game, depending on where that heart card might be.
Still has one more farm to do.
Yeah. So Dinner Dog finally entering the second castle, playing way behind now. Curious if he will go left, thinking that he is behind, and knowing Dinner Dog is a right lifer. So, absolutely, this is like the only Dinner Dog's only way to win. And unfortunately, he just has no idea what Matheus is doing. But if he knew he was behind, and it's possible he does, he'll go left side, knowing that Matheus is he refuses to do right side.
It could be like a Medusa left side run.
Who had nail?
He's gotta go.
Flea Armor had nail.
Well, I think it's a lot more than 4 minutes. 2-minute lead. He's got one more Vlad.
Oh yeah, it's a way bigger lead. Keep in mind, there's 2 Vlads that Matheus still has to farm for. Like, one of those Vlads randomly showed up. The other one randomly showed up for Dinner Dog. He just didn't see it in time. And it really, sometimes, you know, especially when you've got like bat flight and you're just zooming around, you know, it is a game of milliseconds, and you really do have to mind what things you find and where, you know.
So yeah, Dinner Dog's win condition is Medusa left side, and hope that the heart card is at Galamoth.
Imagine the heart card being a Galamoth. That actually would be fun.
Now the good news is Dinner Dog should have. How many library cards does he have? 1 or 2?
It looks like I'm pretty sure he's got actually 3 at this point.
Yeah, the extra library card is still the wild card in this race. They have to go back to first castle.
Mm-hmm.
We'd be able to go back to first castle and teleport quickly back to second castle. But
yeah, the only 2 checks that we don't know about in the first castle are Silver Ring and Holy Symbol. No, we know Holy Symbol. It's just Silver Ring and Holy Glasses. And to me, those are both bait because they found a card at Solabat. Dinner Dog, Dinner Dog got stoned twice on the Medusa. Come on. What is this, Bush League? Yeah, no, I mean, library, like, movement is, see, there's 2 library cards for Matheus, and I think Dinner Dog's got at least 3, so, and
first
look
try,
at that.
exactly what needed to happen. So
I'm glad.
Continue
That is
right side.
Yep, that's how you
So
catch
that
up
is
in a
not the
bounty
win
hunter
condition.
speed. Yep.
Oh yeah, another part of the win condition is tooth card before heart card.
The other win condition is Freeland still has to sing the Skip Silla song. Hey, we got a zombie Trevor sighting.
Must have been resurrected from one of my CV3 runs that went south.
Uh-oh. Well, I'm going to guess and say that's bait right there. I think you still finished 100% the second castle.
There's no progression left in this game.
Yeah.
Unless it's one of those things where it's a trolley card location, and it could still happen. But it wouldn't be the complexity lag card.
Matthias trying to do the lag-free version of that stair room, but he kind of messed it up, and actually probably would have saved more time just to deal with the lag. That is an incredibly hard strat to do, by the way.
Never done before. I have never succeeded that strat.
I will never do it.
Yeah, that is a good question. Who drops the tooth card? Could very well determine this race.
Yeah. Well, the tooth card dropped for both players. It's just Dinner Dog didn't see it. Matthias did.
Yeah, the tooth of Vlad dropped for both.
Unfortunately, like the tooth of Vlad it's in like the same color palette as the flea armor, so it's really hard to see. I'm trying to give Dinner Dog the benefit of the doubt right now.
Well, we'll find out what's at B's.
Honey. Isn't that usually where what's at B's?
All right, it's no library card. I'm just going to do the safe strat of going to the reverse library.
Yep. This has been sort of the because there are reverse library cards in Bounty Hunter, which just drops you in the same place as it would in the first castle, except in reverse. See, that's actually kind of the new move. So if you go right side, you basically go all the way up to B's, and then you do the library card so you can quickly get to creature. After you do creature, there are only about 4 checks left. They're all in reverse caverns, catacombs, whatever you want to call it. And that's probably his best bet to find the last card he's looking for. There's a chance he skips Galamoth just so he can do the other checks. But if that were the case, I would think he would just split away. Or he would just split at reverse catacombs and do that.
Oh yeah, I forgot one other possibility in the seed is since Silver Ring and Soul Bad have the same complexity, it could be a double complexity 5 Bounty Hunter seed.
Yeah, what really worries me in for Dinner Dog, and there's the tooth card, useless. But you know what? That's gonna feel really good when Dinner Dog gets that and realizes I was just there.
Hey, do you all mind if the host jumps in with some commentary?
Oh God, no, it's fine.
I am a little frustrated watching Dinner Dog's routing. We just saw the creature had a Tooth of Vlad. If Dinner Dog had gone left side at any time, after Panther, after Mummy, whatever, would have been ahead right now. Even with that Vlad getting left on the table, would have been ahead. I feel like Dinner Dog has played a really conservative standard route and has made no gambles, despite the fact that the thorough play didn't work out. Right, we saw that Matheus had the better route, and then all the gambles Matheus took were effective gambles. I was hoping Dinner Dog would maybe take a risk or two, but that might cost him. What do you think?
Yeah, I think he's just... It's very easy, I think, to say that he's playing it a little too safe. I don't mind his routing. And knowing Dinner Dog, it's just he's not a left side guy, and I don't think he will be. I think for him, and I don't want to speak for him, I think I'm sure when we're done with this race and, if he doesn't win, I think he'll be in complete shock. I think he feels like his routing is sound at this point. Like, I don't think he's got any sort of sense that he's behind right now, at least the way he's playing.
And also keep in mind at the same time that his opponent has basically played a very clean game up to this point.
Yep.
Too. So.
I mean, case in point. I mean, look at that room he just did. Very tight to do those.
That's the rib card.
Yeah. It still could be anybody's game. It requires some kind of divergence by Dinner Dog. Like, I still think Matheus has a bunch of routing decisions he can make. You know, he can skip Galamoth if he wants to, you know, or split in, you know, underground or whatever, floating catacombs.
The only way that he skips Galamoth is if Galamoth isn't required to beat this seed.
Yeah.
Real quick, you got to rate the drip.
Freeland, rate the drip.
5.5 out of 10.
I think I give this a red mage out of 10. Very nice.
Dinner Dog is going to go back to first castle.
It's flashing between pink and yellow. I like these colors. I like them.
Hey, this move could work out if oh no, sorry, second castle is going left. My bad. I was gonna do a speech about holy glasses, and then it's like, never mind.
All right, so Dinner Dog is about to get the tooth card and feel really bad about himself. And that's going to be the moment. Actually, I'm really curious what Dinner Dog does after getting this card, because he's going to know he's playing from behind at that moment. You know, because now there's going to be a big possibility that his opponent got that for free at the library. So I'm actually curious if this affects Dinner Dog's routing, which as constructed, it looks like he's just doing the same thing that Matheus is doing, but like on a 5-minute delay.
So far, no menuing yet.
Yep, he's gonna check. Flea armor. Feels bad, man.
Like I said, Silver Ring definitely is also in play for a high complexity Vlad. That's something we shouldn't discount either.
Yeah.
There's the Varda. It's a late Varda.
Yep. Yeah, Vividly, you're 100% correct. A random heart drop would even this up, if not put Dinner Dog straight up at an advantage. It looks...
Yeah.
I'm just curious what Matheus does here. Yep, going straight to Galamoth, my man.
Well, in his case, since he's ahead and has been playing well up to this point, you don't want to leave you don't necessarily want to leave checks that could come back to beat you behind.
He's been remarkably thorough. I'm actually thinking of what he skipped in first castle. I think it was just the... God, what did he skip? He was just Grand Falloon. That was it.
Yeah, Grand Falloon's the only skip. And that's going to be last location for him, so we know he's not going back. Okay, so the cave trolls cannot drop a Vlad. They have the Mablung sword and goggles.
All right, and then we got Matheus. He's just doing a classic little stun lock on Galamoth. Galamoth is pretty much both the hardest and easiest boss, depending on your perception of your strategies and everything. Dinner Dog wisely using the Alucard sword special to get maximum damage on Doppel. This is actually a good strategy. The one thing I can commend Dinner Dog on is I think his boss fights have been extremely efficient in this race. and darn near fell through the floor by going into that open door just a little too early. Dinner
I
Dog.
was gonna say Dinner. We'll find out now if Galmoth has the final card.
Yeah.
Dinner Dog uses this race to extend as long as he can.
Mm-hmm. And it looks like he's going back. There's only 2 checks left. He will probably pray that it's not a Gallimore, because if it is, then he knows then he'll think he's lost. So if I were Matheus, I would 100% just go straight to Silver Ring.
Silver Ring's the play.
Yeah. There's also Holy Glasses. That is a check he can do, and in fact, that is probably the fastest check to get to from where he is right now. I'm just curious if that's what he's gonna do.
I mean, it depends. If there's still the possibility of a double complexity 5 seed between.
Jupiter's yeah. So there's I just to build on what like Jupiter said in chat. Like, so if he said if Dinner Dog goes straight from Death to Holy Glasses and has a better farm, he could still win. Absolutely. And he also, I think, needs to get lucky with wherever that Heart of Vlad is. But that's really his only path. And I feel like Matheus just has a lot more paths to win here. You know.
Dinner Dog's, the way Dinner Dog's playing, Dinner Dog's playing like he's ahead. So that's going to be pretty interesting. Like, Dinner Dog talks all the time about tempos, and Dinner Dog's taking care of Death right now. All right, Death is down. Tay's going to Holy Glasses first, I think.
Yeah, Holy Glasses is a interesting one to get to first, but whatever. I still think it's going to be a bit of a crapshoot to see if Dinner Dog can win, because he still has to farm flea armors. Now, it was real easy the first time he went through, but it's never that easy the second time. But who knows? He's been lucky before.
So Dinner Dog's going to grab the warp in case the final enemy is in that section.
Mm-hmm. It looks like he's not going to skip Galimoth, so this is still advantages for Matheus here. I still think there is a way for Dinner Dog to win. It does require getting a random heart, but it also means if he decides to go straight to Silver Ring instead of going to Holy Glasses. But that's all contingent on what's here at Holy Glasses. So, hold on to your butts.
All right, let's see what we got. Holy Glasses. Holy Glasses is
Orb. Okay, so there is a slim chance that Dinner Dog can steal this and move on to the semis and face Razio. So we are absolutely in for like a little bit of intrigue here at the end. Dinner Dog making full use of that wolf that he decided to get. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Couldn't quite finish it off.
Oof. He didn't, Yeah, I think this is just bad routing at the end by Matheus. I think the smart move would have been to warp to keep, split there, and then go down and look Silver Ring, split that away if it's nothing, and then go to Holy Glasses, from the goat warp.
Yeah, the longer this race extends, the better chance Dinner Dog has to pull off a miracle.
Mm-hmm. That Matheus wisely skipped past Minotaur and Werewolf. He did not fight them at all. I don't think any player did.
No, they both did, because it was a card.
Oh, they did? Then why did he just not go through? Whatever. All right, so this is more than likely going to have the heart card because we've seen everything else. And it's very cool.
Yeah, it is going to have the heart card.
Yeah. Yep, put on the... No shame in putting on the Spike Breaker. I actually would have done that first thing. And there's the moment of truth. Where's the heart card? Or what are we targeting here?
Are we targeting?
X.
It is.
Ooh, lion. All right.
That's
You know what's
actually
great?
good.
It's awesome because you can just go straight there. He's got one library card left. Talk about efficiency. He had one card left, saved it for the perfect target. We call that luck, Freeland.
Yep.
Don't say GG yet. Lion might take hours. Who knows? Anything's possible in Bounty Hunter.
Well, even if it's a bad, I think that his lead's still better than one bad farm.
Yep. All right, this is a perfect place to farm the lion. And yes, absolutely. He's going to equip the Ring of Arcana. I would get rid of that a la carte equipment.
All right,
there,
now gets the tooth.
Yep, he gets the tooth. Rocks the tooth. And now it's a question of, does he go straight to Silver Ring? I would assume yes. Silver Ring is a higher complexity check than Holy Glasses.
Yeah, but at the same time, for Dinner Dog, you think you've already done the high complexity Vlad. You may just go to Holy Glasses anyway.
I think that was what Matheus was thinking too. Not thinking that for whatever reason this seed decided to add an extra layer of complexity. Or really just that one Soul of Bat check was not the high complexity check, and I think that's what they both guessed on.
All right,
I'm catch-up
Dinner
time.
Dog's going Silver Ring first. So now the farm is, I guess you can say, somewhat in play.
Yep. See, this is... Yep. This might be the one mistake that Matheus makes that costs him the game here. But then again, this all just depends on how nice the RNG gods are here.
All right, so assuming...
And
so
a
the only
Dracula
condition
tunic.
for Dinner Dog is Matheus takes 5 minutes to farm the lion. He gets it first try.
All right, GG Matheus. He's the one who got it first. He is going straight to Dracula. And he's also got great equipment. He's got the Dragon Helm. He can equip a Dracula tunic that he
Not
just
sure why he's doing the
picked up.
teleporter. It's just as fast to just fly up.
Yeah, I don't necessarily agree with that. Because I think that the reverse goat warp also is like kind of, it doesn't like put you right at Dracula.
Plus, you don't have to do it the Azagal either. Well, actually, you don't really hear, but
Yep. You know,
it just seems unnecessary.
Yeah. It seems like the big
teleporters.
I think the big mistake that got made was early on with Dinner Dog, just kind of trying to break away from traditional routing. I think Matheus just, and also just wisely skipping Grand Falloon was also, that saved a lot of time.
I mean, it makes sense for trying to do a tendency breaker. The tendency breaker just didn't work out. I think maybe the one mistake was not taking into account it took him 5 more minutes to find Bat.
Mm-hmm. And it's always tough in these types of seeds where you don't find cards until pretty late into the run. Like, it's hard to tell whether you're doing a good job or a bad job. And I think Dinner Dog kind of fell into that trap a little bit. Yeah, so Matheus has plenty of things to knock off these two guys easily. Like I mentioned, he's got a Dracula tunic, he's got Alucard sword, he's got a Mob Lung. I don't know if he's got anything good in terms of shield. Yeah, so he's going to be pretty indestructible for this fight. As long as he remembers to take off his Alucard equipment. Dinner
Dog's a
Dog
little bit low on MP right now. He's going to go
I'm surprised.
through that long hallway with low MP.
And no Mana Prism. Okay, so he's gonna. It looks like he's gonna try to wolf his way through this room because he's got no, not really any MP to do with this bat style. This is also, I would consider this just poor MP management and possibly poor routing. I don't want to disparage Dinner Dog too much, but it just seems like, especially at the end there, looks like the match got away from him.
Yeah, the Grand Falloon check is probably the difference in this race. He's only about 3 minutes behind.
All right, and this is probably the way I beat the game when I was a 13-year-old kid. Just do the double slash with Alucard sword. It's barely effective. He's got the Bard on.
Plus the Covenant Stone.
Yeah, Covenant Stone. I don't know if he bothered to equip the Dracula tunic. He probably did because he's not getting battered too much by Draki.
All right, Matthias takes it with a 1 hour, 30 minutes. Dinner Dog right on the doorstep.
Matthias guaranteed some of that jackpot money. Guaranteed. Dinner Dog, I don't know. I don't know what to say. Dinner Dog had a great run, I want to say, through this whole tournament. There's actually been some amazing matches he's been a part of. Matthias too. It's just at the end.
I've been very open about my bias this tournament. I have been rooting for Dinner Dog to win. Dinner Dog has gotten second to so many times in these SotN randomizer tournaments and was the overall #1 seed for the tournament, don't forget. Had a fantastic qualifier period. Wasn't quite able to win. I mean, this is the 1 seed versus the 2 seed, so you can't really call this some kind of a big upset. Great set, though. So if you'd like, Doozy and Freeland, if you want to stick around, I'm going to see if we can get these two in for a post-game interview. And we are joined now by Dinner Dog and our winner, Matthias. Welcome to you both.
Hello.
Yeah.
So I had a quick question that I wanted to ask you, Dinner Dog. So
Sure.
how was your confidence level going into this race and going through this race? Because I felt like watching you, it seemed like you felt like you were ahead the whole time.
No, you never feel your head at all in this kind of stuff, right? Especially like, I kind of questioned later on when I got bat. I'm like, that's not a bad move in a low complexity seed to just go to entrance right away and not do the rest of the stuff. So I actually kind of assumed I was a bit behind. And then as I was going through it, like I think the big thing for me was like, I got burned by Alrox last time. I'm kind of known for like skipping it, so I'm like, let's go and see Alrox with a save split. And then I was feeling a bit better then, but the basement was fairly barren except for getting to mist, but that took a really, really long time.
So yeah, it felt like the one decision I think that kind of separated this race was Matthias skipped Grand Falloon. You ended up going to check and getting Power of Mist. Was that an attempt to try and, I guess you could kind of say, play the race and attack your opponent with a tendency breaker and see if you could pull ahead there?
Well, it was hard to say because so in that situation, right, you're like, okay, Glasses is so early, right? It's so tempting to go to the second castle, right? So when I got Jewel at, I don't know which check it was, Olric's Court of Summer, right? Okay, I've either made a really good decision or a really bad one, right? So I need to lean into it and say, okay, I'm gonna, if they went to the second castle first, then I'm gonna get all these checks here. And I didn't really feel like, I can't remember how many, I know I had one random, but I think I only had one card at that point. I could be wrong, but it didn't feel like actually, no, if I think about it, I think part of the decision making was I didn't get whatchamacallit, I didn't get progression, if I remember right. So I'm like, okay, there's a good chance there's potentially something here if I'm on the right pathway. And then obviously I've gotten out with the spike breaker check. So I'm like, if I'm gonna do this check ever, I've got to do it now. It's more MP efficient to do that side and then go to the other side. So I'm like, you know what, let's just go for it.
Actually, I had a question for Matthias, because I was just curious, like, okay, so you get that first random Vlad at Axe Armor, and then you get a second random Vlad while you're flying through the Axe Armors, and you were wise enough to stop and grab it. But I'm just curious, like, when you got that second Vlad, which, by the way, Dinner Dog, you completely missed it. It was on your screen, and you
oh, was it actually? Wow. That's
yeah,
funny.
for sure. But I'm just curious, Matthias, like, when you get that second random Vlad, like, what's going through your head?
Yeah, at that point, I just really wanted to go second castle. I had just gotten the complexity card at Soul of Bet, if my count was correct. So I just really wanted to go second guess and try to capitalize on that assumed lead from getting 2 random Vlads. I knew that there are there's a fairly good chance that Dog also got at least one, because there was like X Knight. I'm not sure what enemy was doing, but maybe I don't know, Flea Armor.
I think
And
Ectoplasm
Ectoplasm.
was there. That's an easy one, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I was kind of scared that Dog might have actually gotten either the same random Vlads or the Ectoplasm one that I didn't get. So I kind of felt a little bit ahead, but like maybe by 30 seconds or something like that, because I also assumed Dog got at least one random Vlad. And by the time I finished second guess and didn't find the hard card, then that I was really feeling behind at that point. So yeah, really tough.
Following up on that, was there ever, when you got the mist at Holy Symbol, you checked and you got a Vlad card at Soul Bat, did you ever consider the possibility it could be a double complexity 5C where you would also have the high complexity Vlad at the other mist block check at Silver Ring?
Yeah, the thought crossed my mind for sure, but I just tried to play the odds. I hadn't done any checks in the second castle, so it was pretty much like a 10 out of 12, 10 out of 13, something like that. Because I already had the one of at least the less complexity cards. So yeah, the thought crossed my mind, but I just wanted to really go second castle early, not early, but at that moment, and try to find the last card there. Unfortunately, it was split complexity, so I ended up losing a bunch of time because of it.
Yeah, and then I got one more for you, Matheus. So you both 100 cleared the second castle, and then went straight to first castle, obviously, after Galamoth. And so Dinner Dog went straight to Silver Ring, but you went straight to Holy Glasses. I'm just curious, like, why did you choose to go that route first instead before going to Silver Ring?
Yeah, my thought process was I was feeling behind from clearing the second castle and not finding the last card that I was looking for. So my thought process was I found the rings in the second castle. So if my opponent hadn't finished by this time, maybe it means that a trip back from second to the first castle was required through the rings, and the final card is at Holy Glasses. So I just tried to read my opponent not finishing and find the last card a little bit earlier. It ended up not working, but that was the thought process in that.
You're guaranteed a top 4 spot. You are in the money spot for this tournament. So what's kind of the how would you describe your tournament run so far?
Scary. So far I haven't won a single first race of a set, and I was knocked down to the losers bracket in my first race against Mr. Razio, and I've been 2-1 everybody so far. So that's pretty scary. It's really tense to always have to do a race 3. But yeah, I'm really glad that I was able to get top 4, and I'll face Razio next round. So hopefully I can have a different outcome from the first round winners bracket. And yeah, let's see how far I can take this.
Now, Dinner Dog,
We'll get a rematch.
obviously a fantastic run for you. Overall number 1 seed in the tournament. Only losing to the number 2 seed overall, Matheus. So, how do you feel about your performance?
Yeah, it was fine. Well, first of all, I really thanks for putting this together. I really enjoy it. This is a blast to be part of. Yeah, that was fine. It's a randomizer, and things go the way they go, and there was certainly a lot of opportunities for me to play better in a number of seats. So but overall, again, I just had a ball, right? So I don't take it too seriously. I just enjoy myself, and I had a great time. So I think it's cool. And yeah, looking forward to doing it in the future.
Thank you very much. Yeah, just to recap, the 2 losses Dinner Dog had this tournament. Sugden, who's currently sitting in grand finals, and Matheus, who is the 2nd seed overall. So Very, very respectable losses, of course. Really good set. Thank you both for joining me today for the post-game interview.
Thank you.
Anytime.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
And before I let you go, I want to get some socials here, because you both play great. Where can people follow you on Twitch?
Go ahead.
I guess
Didi.
yeah. Well, you just type in dinner dog and look for the Sims. Or actually, no, you look for the bird for some reason. So yeah, you see the bird with the headset on, you'll find me.
Yeah, in my case, it's MatheusDeGiovanni, both Twitch and YouTube. And yeah, again, just want to take this opportunity to thank you for hosting this tournament, too. And I've been having a lot of fun. And congrats again to Dinner Dog, GG's.
Yeah, GG's Matthias, you deserve it. Well done.
Lastly, Doozy and Freeland, some really excellent commentary tonight. Thank you both for volunteering. Where can people follow you?
You go first, Freeland.
You can find my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/CastleFreeland. I don't typically run Symphony Night. That's like my fourth game. I do classic Castlevania runs, so 1, 2, and 3. I'm currently grinding down CV2 any percent. So if you want to see another game where there are pieces of Dracula, that's another game you can check out.
And you can find me at Doozy Zoot. It's just my name. It's a palindrome. And it's not for kids. It's not for the whole family, but I do late night streams. I do mostly SotN. I've been doing any percent runs recently, and I'm currently the latest member of the sub 1730 club, and I'm hoping to get that down a little bit lower. So we'll see what happens.